Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope y'all are doing well today. Today we're going to be making a card, I believe. Was digging through some stuff and it says good vibes, be you, roll with it, happy something. And then good vibes only, love, time to shine, you're amazing. And I told you I had grabbed a few of these because I really want to use the boxes for something and I thought that was a really good deal for the boxes and this stuff. It's not a bunch of stuff in here, but it's enough stuff in here for us to explore. Also, want to talk to you all about those pumpkin cards that I made sometime within the last couple of days. I smudged them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off since we put it on foam, and I'm going to clean it and maybe just turn over, and we're going to heat emboss those. So we will revisit the pumpkin cards at some point. I don't know if I showed you all the stuff last time, but here we are today looking at it. Today is Wednesday. Let me tell you something, y'all. Yesterday was a crazy day. Okay, so I don't know. I think I told you my son I was red on Friday. Was I was red Thursday and Friday. So the weather here has been weird. I don't know where you live, it's weird or not, but it's been weird here. So I was okay. Maybe it's his allergies. I'll start giving back his allergy medicine. And his allergy medicine is seasonal allergy, not seasonal, PRN, Grow with Love, blank. You can get this cute little bookmark, double sided. Um, they had the other one with the boots on it. Even though I'm from Texas, I'm not a big rodeo cowgirl. Oh my God, so is doing this. Yep, I'm not that person. So it doesn't intrigue me. We get some stickers. I like that they put these in here, but this little sticky stuff is sticky. So you get some alphas. These, I think we went over this before. Groovy, far out. These little shape stickers. Just a lily pad. Looks like some type of pad. And then these corners. Some people could take this and work their magic. I am not the some people that can do that. And then we get these little die cuts. Not all of them are cutesy die cuts. Only a few are cutesy die cuts. So these are die cut stickers. Groovy, good vibes. This flower, peace flower, and then you have all these little random shapes, which, in my opinion, are good for our little book. You know what? Let's just make a book. We'll make a book real quick versus the other thing I was gonna do. Cause I'm not tired of making books. Are you tired of getting having books made? And then we don't have to worry about making a washy thing. I can just do whatever, right? So anyway, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So um, anyway, yesterday I went to see my son twice after I dropped him off. So I went to school 3 times yesterday, and we're gonna use these papers. We've already made a book similar to this. I mean, using these things, so it's not out there. We're not out there. We're just enjoying. We're riding this wave, and we're gonna enjoy it to the best of my ability. So we got 3 of these. What we're gonna do is turn them inside out. This will be our front. Then this will be the inside. And then this also will be the inside. Let's go ahead and burnish this down. The edges make them really, really flat. Um, so I go see my son 3 times, drop him off one, go do the eye drops twice yesterday. 9 and 12, I believe, or something like that, because it's every 3 hours. So I go and do his eye drops every 3 hours now. And he said, he asked me, could he go home early? And I said, no, for what? Like, why do you want to come home early? And of course, he just wants to come home early. My son, I think I told y'all already, did have some issues with people not being kind to him early on. Things got adjusted. He's no longer around those kids. So, in my mom head, I'm like, okay, everything should be good to go. He shouldn't have to struggle as much. Um, I don't think that he has a problem with making friends, but my son can be very bossy and or moody when it comes to certain things. So, if he does have issues with making friends, who doesn't, right? That is something that he would have to figure out how to adjust for and figure that out. Some things you can't do for your children, right? Some things you cannot do. They have to navigate that on their own. So anyway, I asked him, was everything okay? And he says yes. He said, what are you doing? I don't remember what he told me. Math, I don't know, because I was considering him taking him out, but I'll do that on Friday. I won't let him stay on Friday. I'll pick him up on Friday, I guess. Maybe. Maybe I'll just pick him up early on Friday at normal 2:30 time. Um, versus because I'll go up there 10 on Friday, 10:30 ish, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. See, I'll skip that 3 hour, but I can pick him up at 2:30, and then I'll get him out early. Anyway, so I go and pick him up. No, I go drop the medicine off. When it's time to pick him up, I'm sitting there, and you know what? I don't want to say this in a rude, nasty manner to anybody that may be involved in the police force because I do believe that the police are here to serve the public and to do a service that some people don't have the interest to do. Every day they put their uniform on and they lay their life on the line. They probably don't get paid as much as they should, just like teachers don't, the people in the military don't, firefighters, all the people that have those service jobs, even the people that work at the fast food restaurant, because that's the worst kind of job to have, dealing with people that can be very jerky to people. This is probably gonna be a two-part because I was not prepared for this. I was gonna make a card. Anyway, um, actually, I think I could. I might have a few tricks up my sleeve. So the cop knocks on the window, and he doesn't like tap on the window respectfully. He taps on the window like he's about to tell me I'm about to get a comeuppance. You know what I'm saying? Like he about to tell me who did it and what for, right? So I look at the window, and the way we park our cars, we're parked in the middle. We're in the median, and I'm like, okay, did I go over the line? Can people not turn? Blah blah blah. And I always try not. I try to avoid confrontation with authority. Right? It doesn't go well all the time for people, and I don't want to be one of those people. I do not want to be San Antonio woman. Blah 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 blah. Et cetera et cetera et cetera. Houston native. None of that crap. Right? Former so and so. Blah. None of that. Crazy mom goes crazy. None of that stuff that we see on the news because we got enough of that from other places. You know, I'm not trying to be Florida man competition, Texas man competition. You know, none of those people's competition. Two women walking. Yeah, none of that. None of that. I don't want to be involved in that nonsense. I just find that it could be a little bit exhausting, right? So, um, I rolled down the window and I'm upset that he's knocked on the window like I did something wrong. He was like, "Where's your registration?" And I look at the window and I'm like, "I don't know. I have no idea where the registration is." And I start to freak my freak because I've been riding around with no registration. Well, the way cars work now, when you get a new vehicle, at least where I live, they take your old tags and put them on your new car. So you know how normally, if you've ever purchased a vehicle, normally What normally happens is you so crazy. You get your tags and registration in the mail. You walk around with paper tags. So I tell him, I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," because I was really at fault. He was like, "It's a $200 fine." Blah 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 blah. Thankfully, the man was not as much of a jerk as he was when he knocked on that window. Because I would have been so upset with myself to pay $200 for something I did but didn't do. If that makes any sense to you, I was like, I got it in the mail. I forgot to, change it out. Blah 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 blah. It's at home. So then, now y'all know I've been looking for my debit card for the last month and a half. I haven't found that thing yet, but we still looking. Okay, we are still looking. So I come home. I'm like, okay. I normally put the important papers here when I need to do something right away. Thankfully, it was right there. I scurry outside, put the papers up, and I'm like, whew, all right. I look. So when he leaves the thing, my car, I go and look in the glove compartment because that's where that's why I was trained to put the stuff right. We're gonna just look through these papers real quick, y'all. One, two. I don't even know if we can use good vibes on this. We're gonna cut this down to 4 1/4. So a little bit under 4 1/4, about five, in between 5 1/2 and 5 1/4. So two, and I think this was three. Let me just mark this one. So I go to look at my glove compartment, and would you believe me if I told you I didn't have insurance paper either? So yeah, o- of course I freak my freak. Of course I freak all of my freak, right? Let's see if I did that right. So then, because I was supposed to stop at the grocery store to make dinner, blah 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 blah. Long story short, I did not stop at the grocery store. I came directly home because just because one police officer lets you make it doesn't mean another police officer will let you make it. You know what I'm saying? So I come home, I find the paper, I go to print off the insurance paper, pull it up on the internet, print it off. I was trying to figure out what that was, but apparently I was coloring on this. This scratch paper. All paper is good paper to use, I guess, for scratch paper. Let's do it this way. And so I print it off and I say, okay, I'm gonna run to the store. Go to grab the sheets of paper and tell me why my printer ink decided to take a nap. And it was like, no, you haven't been using me. I'm not printing for you. I wish you would try that again. Y'all, I had no ink. No, I have ink. It was just that I guess it was clogged. So this morning I was okay. Let me just. But I was able because you can pull up. I can pull up my insurance stuff on my phone. So that wouldn't have been a curse if I couldn't have did that right away. Oh no no no, right away. So I was okay with that. But still, I'm usually on top of that kind of stuff, and I was a little bit upset with myself that I wasn't this time. Like, ugh, that bothers me because I forgot it. I just forgot it, right? You can't talk yourself out of a, oh, I forgot it because my life is so stressful right now. People really don't want to hear that. You know why? Because they have stressful lives too. So, nonetheless, I am happy that we did not get a ticket. I need one more. This paper is going to be all over the place, just like this conversation. I fear. Yep. So, moral to the story is try not to forget stuff. So anyway, I told my friend, and she was like, "Why you was waiting at the kids' school?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "That's low." I was like, "Well, just doing a job." Because I never complain about people doing their job. Although I was low hanging fruit when I think about it. He riding by, and I'm sure he's gonna come by today. I'm 100% sure he's gonna try to pull that. Let me see if she didn't did what she did, because that's the easy ticket for him, right? Um, and that's fine. He let me off once. I should have course corrected by now, right? See, this would be a good little scrap box if all my papers were under whatever this measurement is. What's this measurement? 8 by 6. That would be good. Y'all, we haven't did anything yet but talk. That's scary. This might be a three-parter. I apologize. I try to go back into the videos and cut them down when I'm just ramble, but I feel like you may want to hear that story, so I won't edit it out. Ah, I want to cut the paper down on the inserts, just so we don't have to worry about the folding and it folding in on itself. These particular cards are very sturdy. They're a lot more sturdier than some of the cheaper ones, the ones with the initials on them. So we don't have to really worry too much about that. I was invited to a baby shower, and not that I'm nervous, but I am nervous. I kind of don't want to go because I don't know all those people that's going to be there. I know the mom, and I may know a few of the ladies, but I always feel awkward doing that kind of stuff when I don't know everybody. But you know what? I'm gonna do it. I've become very I don't want to say self-aware, but very apprehensive around people again. And that's not good because I'm trying to teach my son to go out, go forth, and be great. And sometimes you got to show them that you can't just tell them to go out and be great. You actually got to show them how to conduct themselves in a good manner. Because I said, oh no, I probably won't be able to come because I'll have to bring my son. And she was like, oh no, it's okay because it's going to be other kids there. I was like, oh, other kids. Yay. So my son may have fun. And then you never know. I may have to cancel. I called my uncle yesterday because we usually talk once or twice a week. And I called to ask this man how he was doing. When I call him, he's whispering. Okay, keep that in mind. He's whispering. Usually, when you call somebody and they're whispering, where are they? The doctor, somewhere important. They really can't be on their phone. I said, "You at the doctor's?" He was like, "No, not no. I'm at home. I was at the doctor yesterday." And I'm like, "What do you be?" So he proceeds to tell me this story, and I proceed to get upset, and then I proceed to gently fuss at him because he is my elder. I still, I love and respect him. And I told him the same thing that he's telling me is the same thing that my aunt said. And look at her. She's definitely not supposed to be gone, y'all. She's still supposed to be here. Um, my mom and my uncle, all of them supposed to still be here in my head. But I understand that that's not always the case. You can't get what you want. People lose their loved ones all the time. And you just have to move forward, not on, forward, right? So I fuss at him. Because you could hear him in the background. You know how when you call somebody and they're excited that you called them? You're like, oh my God, hi Karen, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, hey. And they're like, oh, I'm so glad you called me. Well, my uncle was laughing, smiling, talking, laughing. And to me, I said, I know you're not over there laughing while you're telling me this story. Smile. He said, I am. Yep, I'm smiling, blah, blah, blah. Like he's gloatful, right? Gloating. And I say, uh, and go, I said, it's not funny. Did you call? Why didn't you call me? He's like, cause I didn't get out the hospital till late. I was like, I didn't go to bed till like after 10, and I woke up at 1 something in the morning. So maybe the stars and alignment, if you believe in that kind of stuff, was sending me types of vibes to call him or contact him, and that's what I did yesterday. And so he's like, I'm okay now. Says you tell anybody else? And he was like, no, I didn't tell anybody else. Blah 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 blah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, are you gonna call him and tell him? He said, yeah, I would have planned. I said, I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. So now I have to call him more frequently, at least 3 times a week, and I need to start getting there more often. But it's true what they say about being an adult. You have your own junk that you have to deal with so frequently that it's harder to I'm not saying it's hard to make time, but it's harder to connect when you are adulting. So this is 8 pieces, y'all. You only get one of each one, and we're gonna go with the good vibe one in here. Glue is stuck on my finger. I'm gonna try to do this quickly, y'all. Not too quick that it looks crazy and we don't accomplish. When I was putting all those pages down, I was like, I should leave one side white, done, but I didn't. Isn't that crazy? Hindsight, hindsight. Good vibes. Okay, we're gonna keep this out. This snail, and it says peace. Okay, so we got that. Let's put this to the side. Gonna use this sticker. I have like 7 videos I need to edit for upcoming videos. I need to make about 20 videos between now and the end of the year. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. All right. This page is going to be a little bit difficult for me to um, cover. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm trying to see if I could have matched up this thing, but I'm gonna go with no. The pattern doesn't really repeat. All right, scissors, please. Yep, we're gonna have a part two, but I'm gonna stop. Usually, when I say part two, sometimes I just keep going, but I have a confession. I am tired. Yesterday's just mental aerobics wore me out, right? Because I had, I told you my son's birthday, and it's October. October is a rough month for me. It's my son's birthday and Halloween, and as he's getting older, he's become a little bit more difficult to help with things. He's going through his whole, I don't know, becoming a teenager, and I got a feeling I'm gonna need therapy. I'm gonna need some therapy. Because yesterday he asked me a question, and he asked me not to disclose it, so I won't disclose it. But he asked me a question, and I was like, why do you want to do that? I said, if that's what you want, sure. I said, we'll do all this and all this. And he thought about it. And he was like, never mind, I don't want to do it now. I'm like, are you sure? Because we definitely can do that. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I said, okay then. I don't think I was as different as my son is as a kid. I didn't have a lot of freedoms like he does. And by freedoms, I mean I wasn't financially able to ask for things because we didn't have money like that. And I don't have money like that, but I'm able to do a little bit better with him because I don't have a crafting is my curricula as an extracurricular activity, so I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Um, we're gonna use this green window pane thing. I think the green one will be better. Yeah. So I'm just going to glue this side and the bottom. I was trying to see what side would be better glued off. So that little book I showed you at the beginning over in this bucket, it's supposed to be, I guess you're supposed to decorate that book. It's crooked. And tired means I still have to get his clothes, iron them if they need ironing, make his lunch, feed the cat. A lot of stuff. I'm just grateful that my body still works and I'm able to do that kind of stuff. I'm trying to get this because maybe we could go here. Nope, would not work. This might work though. The good vibes that I was going for, I am not reaching them. We have turned this into a flower power book, if nothing else, and I'm totally okay with it. I gotta pull it up a little bit. There we go. I think we're gonna end it here. Yeah. I want to say thank you all for watching. We'll come back tomorrow and add more stuff to it. So I hope that you enjoyed what we've done so far. And until next time, happy crafting.